Well, here we go again. Another sample Sunday. I've got some sample bottles just in front of me here. Got my eyes closed. I'm going to grab one of these. I don't know which one to grab, but let's take this one. I don't know which one it is. And it is Bruichladdich Redefine 18. New 18-year-old release. 50% non-chill filtered and not colored. Okay. Bruichladdich 18. I don't know if I've ever had a Bruichladdich 18. This is going to be something special. Judging by the color, it's non-chill filter. Well, it says non-chill filter and no color. So judging by the color, it's ex-bourbon. Matured in ex-bourbon and no finishes. Okay. These little bubbles on the side. That's usually a sign of high ABV. 50%. 50% is not too much. Seeing as the last one I had was about 45%. According to Catnap, who corrected his 50% that was on there. It was a blend of Edradour and Glenallachie and something else. But this is 100% 18-year-old Bruichladdich. And trails of tiny little droplets coming down. Now I'm going to be brutally honest here. When it comes to Bruichladdich, I usually prefer Port Charlotte, the peated version of Bruichladdich. And I'm not all that keen on Octomore, which is another Bruichladdich line. I'm not that keen on Octomore because of the price. And the price is so high because they have a very narrow cut. A very narrow cut of the whiskey is used to produce Octomore. At least that's what I understand. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Laddie 10 or Classic Laddie. So this would be along the same lines. Well, we'll see. Now this is new. Redefine. 18-year-old Bruichladdich. I'm getting orchard fruits, apples, pears, that kind of thing. There's some vanilla and caramel notes, as you would expect from ex-bourbon. But they're not in your face. The oaky notes, oak tannins are few. It's a bit nutty, like hazelnuts. Nothing really stands out on the nose. Here's those orchard fruits again. It's understated, and with the 18 years, it has an elegance to it. Maybe I will like it. I'm going to taste it. Now, after having a sip, I'm getting more on the nose. The orchard fruits stand out a little more on the nose. Yeah. Definitely orchard fruits. It's a bit nippy at 50%. It's a bit nippy. I'll see what adding a bit of water does to it. But to me, it's not exactly a fruit bomb. It's just fruity and a little bit nutty. Let's give it a little bit of water. 1 drop. 2, 3, 4. Okay, 4 drops. 4 drops at 50%. Should bring it down only slightly. Oh, the addition of water makes it less fruity on the nose, but more nutty on the nose. It's bringing out the oak. Much more nutty and woody. Now, on the palate. Okay, that has taken out some of the heat. It was a little bit stingy, a little bit hot, but the addition of just 4 drops of water has taken a lot of the heat out of it, made it a little less fruity. Excuse me. And a lot more nutty. The finish is just a bit spicy. I'm talking white pepper. Hint of white pepper on the finish. On the nose, once again, fruity. Orchard fruits. Now, as it is exposed to the air, it's losing some of the nuttiness on the nose and the fruitiness is coming back. Oh, wait. I take another sniff of it, and now I'm getting the nutty and not so much the fruity. Very interesting. It keeps changing. I remember there was one whiskey, I think it was Booker's, and I added a drop to it, and it changed. And I added another drop to it, and it changed again. And I added another drop, and yet again it changed. But after about 4 or 5 drops, it got back to the way it was with 1 drop. It was very interesting. This is very nice. It's a very nice orchard fruit and nutty dram. It's not very complex. But like I said before, there is an elegance to it. It is not my favorite style of whiskey. I would prefer this with some peat in it. I would always go for the Port Charlotte over the Bruichladdich. Always. But it's nice. And if you don't want to have your taste buds completely assaulted, it's pleasant. The mouthfeel is somewhat oily. And yes, orchard fruits and white pepper on the finish. Nice. And, you know, it hangs on for a while. That finish hangs on for a while. And without the addition of water, it's quite a hot finish, but with just 4 drops, it's very pleasant. It's still hanging on a little bit. Very nice. Slanjava.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.